I actually have panic attacks. I've had a couple this past week. And I get very emotional over it. I don't want to work anymore, but I can't afford to retire.
Obviously, President Trump is immensely wealthy, has been wealthy since he was born.
Yep.
Do you think he understands?
No. No. He hasn't lived it to understand it. He sees it, he has not lived it. He needs to live it.
First thing, Karen, so you're upset that Donald Trump can't relate to the everyday person because he's a billionaire. Then why did your stupid ass vote for him 3 times then? Because that's not what it was about, is it? You wanted somebody that can relate to the everyday person. Vice President Harris grew up poor, put herself through college, finished at the top of her class, was a DA, served in every branch of the government. You didn't want her, did you? Because you couldn't vote for the black woman. You went to the voting booth and looked at 2 candidates, and you saw Donald Trump for the 3rd time, not once, not twice, 3rd time, and said, who should I vote for? Let me see, an adjudicated rapist, a man that has sexually assaulted 24 women, who was sued by a 13-year-old Katie Johnson, where Donald Trump and Epstein raped her, protects men that molest little children from Epstein Island, insurrection, 5 officers that died because of the insurrection, literally stole from cancer charities, questioned the birth of Barack Obama, the first black president, asked for the execution of black men, told us to inject bleach, looked at 15-year-olds naked in his pageant, and you went, damn, I don't know. I can't relate to the billionaire, but I'm going to have to vote for the white man. And you convinced yourself 1,000 different ways why you couldn't vote for the most qualified candidate because she was a black woman. That's what it was. I don't give a damn if you lose your job, Karen. Because that's the same thing that you told to E. Jean Carroll. The stress that she goes through, the probably PTSD, the therapist, the threat she gets from Trump supporters like you. You told her, I don't give a shit. Trump promised me money. The officers that died from January 6th and long-term disabilities, their families will never see them again. For birthdays, anniversaries, you said, I don't give a shit. The billionaire that can't relate to me promised me money. He defends child molesters, and he's not releasing the Epstein files. And you said, I don't give a shit. He promised me money, the billionaire that can't relate to me. There's a special kind of stupid in the dictionary for you, Karen. And I found it rich that in part of your interview, you said, I don't even understand what a tariff is, but they're not good because I was negatively affected. You didn't even take the time to look up how my 15-year-old knows how a tariff works, and your stupid ass don't. You're not serious right now because you didn't vote for Trump because of what he stood for. You voted for him because he was the white man. See, the reason people don't have sympathy for you, Karen, is because you told the rest of this country, I'm a selfish prick and I don't care about anybody else. When I went to the voting booth, I voted for you as a woman to have rights, to do what you want with your body. I voted for universal health care. I voted to tax rich people, to tax the shit out of them, to have social programs to help people like you. I voted to get people out of college debt. But not you. You only voted for yourself. And Harris, her policies probably would have increased my taxes. But the difference between you and I is that you're a selfish prick. I voted for you and you wouldn't even vote for me. That's what's wrong with this country, Karen, is you. And that selfishness and the white supremacy. Me, me, me. And every 4 years, Republicans like you, pro-life Christians that vote for a rapist and a man that defends child molesters, praise Jesus, go to the voting booth and you ask yourself, am I better off than I was? Yes. Me, me, me. Screw my neighbors. Screw America. Screw everybody else. As long as I'm promised more money, I don't care. You want to know why the economy wasn't great? I'll give you a hint. Rhymes with COVID-19, dumbass. The same president you voted for that told you to inject bleach and UV light up your ass. That guy Real smart, Karen. The guy that talked about Hannibal Lecter and looked at the sun without sunglasses and talked how windmills cause cancer and moved hurricanes with Sharpies. Who brags about passing a cognitive test 8 times a day. Wow. And you know what's the kicker? Is that you allegedly said you voted for Trump to make America great again, when actually it is make America white again. And your boss, who's a MAGA billionaire, shipped your job and your company over to China because it's cheaper. Hey, but Karen, on the positive side, at least you own the libs. Republicans won, Karen. You defeated woke ideology, right? Yeah, you made us, you punished us, you won. What are your pronouns? What's a man and what's a woman? Woohoo! Yeah! Fight the radical left. The brown people from Mexico. How's that working out for you, Karen? How's that working out for you? Seems like you really did a good job there. Hey, have the day you voted for. I don't know what you're upset about. And if you would have listened to the other black woman, Michelle Obama, she told you, if you think that your white privilege will keep you safe from the darkness, you are sadly mistaken. Your ideology is exactly why part of this country hasn't moved forward, because you still want to live during the times of the Confederacy. You don't want progress. A white minority scares the shit out of you, and that's what you voted for. You don't regret your vote. You don't regret for voting Trump at all. You regret and are upset that you have to pay more money. And that, the fact that you're upset about paying more for your groceries than Donald Trump that rapes women, is exactly what's wrong with you, Karen. And I can't make you see that. We don't have a different point of political ideology. What we have is a different set of values and morality and decency. I voted for John McCain and Barack Obama, 2 different parties, both decent people, respectable, dignified. And you chose not to do that. You chose, I value money over this. You voted for a billionaire who took $300 million from Elon Musk, who is now worth $1 trillion, and told you that the brown people coming from Mexico, they're the real enemies. This happened before in history, Karen. Nazi Germany, fascist Italy, right after the war, when things were bad because of the war, just like things were bad after COVID, right? The entire world went through COVID, just like the entire world went through the World War. And fascists like Donald Trump and Mussolini tell you to blame somebody else. In Germany, it was the Jews, and now it's the immigrants. And this is how stupid you are, Karen. You were convinced that a billionaire who takes a crap on a gold toilet, has his own airplane, that the brown people coming from Mexico who were undocumented, a civil offense, who've been here for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, they're the real criminals. But yet you had no problem voting for a convicted felon who rapes women and defends child molesters and causes an insurrection. That's how stupid you are, Karen. Because you won't break away from your tribalism and your racism. That's on you. I don't know what you're upset about. Have the day you voted for. You own the libs. Have a white day, Karen. Good luck finding another job, because the economy, it's the golden age. Just wait till inflation hits 8%. Own the libs, baby.